During the 15th century, Portuguese navigators began to explore Africa's Atlantic coast in their search for a sea route to Asia. The Cape of Good Hope, just west of Africa's southern tip, was rounded in 1497 by a Portuguese fleet, captained by Vasco da Gama. Da Gama reached India the next year, and from that time on, contact increased between European countries and the coastal margins of sub-Saharan Africa. In 1652, a Dutch outpost was set up in the shadow of Table Mountain, near Africa's southern tip. This settlement at Cape Town attracted Dutch and French colonists, whose descendants built these distinctive Cape Dutch homes. Over the years, Cape Town grew and is now one of Africa's largest cities. Most early European settlements in Africa, however, were small fortified trading posts along the coast or on offshore islands. Trade goods, including slaves to be shipped to the Americas, were brought to outposts such as Gorée Island off the coast of Senegal. Many of the slaves had been captured in raids led by North African slavers, or were captives taken in intertribal wars. These unfortunate victims were marched to the coast, then sold to European and American ship captains, who transported them to the Americas. On Gorée, you can still see houses where the slaves were kept in dark quarters. The merchants, who were often of mixed African and European descent, lived comfortably on the upper floors. For almost all of the slaves, the dreadful passage across the Atlantic was a journey of no return. In the 19th century, anti-slavery movements in Europe slowly brought an end to the transatlantic slave trade. During the same period, Christian missionaries moved into the African interior, hoping to make converts. The writings of early missionaries such as David Livingstone made the rest of the world aware of Africa's great mineral wealth and agricultural resources. European countries competed with each other for control of the continent, and by the early 20th century, nearly all of Africa had been divided between them. The period of colonial rule ended during the second half of the century, as independence movements led to the creation of today's African countries.